Hello and welcome to the first episode of my playthrough of FS22. We're going to attempt to plant all the crop types, get all the animals, and set up a bunch of production chains throughout the series. We're going to be in farm manager mode with crop destruction, periodic ploughing, fieldstone, lime, and weeds all turned on, and also we'll have seasonal growth with 3-day months. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, we're going to need some land. Going into the map here, I've had a look around all the fields, and I think number 38 is going to be the best for us. It has this little yard area where we can work, and we can also extend that if needed. It's also very close to the shop, which is handy when picking up new equipment. And it has a field just below it as well, which we can either harvest for profit, or we can use that to expand our area. It's also nice and flat, if I didn't mention that already, which is great for putting down placeables. So we're going to go ahead. It's going to cost us 148k for field 38. We're going to go ahead and buy that. So I think a good way to get some steady income to begin with is going to be from greenhouses. So I'm going to prepare an area here where we can place some down. I think I'm going to have about 30 in total, so we need a decent size area. So let's get to work on that. Okay, that's all looking nice. Well, let's get some greenhouses down. There we have it, guys. 31 greenhouses altogether. That's going to bring in quite a nice bit of profit for us. I think we can earn about 1,000 each. Because we have so many greenhouses, I have them all set to selling. I don't fancy collecting every single pallet from every single one of these. We are growing tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries in every single one of them, and we have them all set to selling. So I think we can earn about £1,000 per one every day, so it should be about 30 grand per day, so that should be quite a nice bit of income for us. And I'm just placing a couple of water refill points here, and we will also need to get some vehicles from the shop. Luckily we only need to provide the greenhouses with water in order for them to produce, so there's not going to be too much cost involved with the equipment that we need. And talking of equipment, here we are in the shop. We're going to buy the MAN TJS 18500. I think that's going to be the truck for us. Going to change the tires here to BKT, I think I'm going to have. Leave it on the wide tires, and we'll change the color to black. And I think we'll go yellow on the rims. Yeah, that looks nice. Very nice. We've already bought the big tanker. It holds 32,000 litres of water. And we've also bought the John Deere 7R as well. We'll just buy a small tanker as well, so that while the big one's filling up, we can top up the greenhouses with the small one. But we will need this big one as we have so many greenhouses. Okay, so we've made it back to the farm with the tanker and truck. I did notice that we had a little bit of an issue trying to trigger the water point here to refill. So we're probably going to remove 2 of those. And we'll just have the one. It'll make it a little easier, although it is a little tricky to get the water point to trigger. Another thing I'd just like to mention is that I am aware that when I have the greenhouses set to sell, I'll lose about 40% value of the product. But I think that's worth it for the greenhouses. The price of tomatoes and strawberries is quite low per crate, so we're not going to be losing too much, and the time it would take to gather all those crates, I just don't think it's worth it. I think we're better off just selling them. So I'm going to finish filling this water tank, and we'll be back as soon as it's filled, and we'll do the first round of filling the greenhouses. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, here we are, all filled up, 32,000 litres of it. I had a look in the menu, and each greenhouse takes 20,000 litres of water. So it's going to take quite a bit to fill all these up, considering I only have a 32,000 litre tank. So it's a good job we did buy that other tractor, and we'll go pick up another small tanker so that we can fill water with that in between. These trucks are a little annoying to drive. If you haven't seen my video already on the hidden vehicles, I suggest you go watch that. There's a Mack truck in there which is much better than the truck I'm currently using. The steering on that one appears to work, whereas this one, it's just very sensitive if you're using keyboard. Right, anyway, I've got my work cut out filling all these greenhouses, so I think this is a perfect time for a time lapse, and we'll come back at the end and see how long it took and how much water exactly we've all used and how much money we've got left at the end of it all. So, I'll see you in a minute. So there we have it, all 31 greenhouses filled. That was 620,000 litres of water, and it took about an hour and a half to do that, which is quite a long time. So I'm going to fill them every day, I think. I'll refill them. That way they should only take about 1,000 litres, maybe a little bit more. And then it should only take 5 minutes every day to fill them up. So just initially it took quite a long time to fill them up, but then the upkeep time after that should be pretty negligible. Okay, so taking a look at our finances, we seem to be doing quite well. We got about 48,000 per month income if you look at September and October. November we're still in at the moment, so it hasn't added all the prices up yet. But yeah, it looks about 48 grand per month. We've got some costs, so we're profiting about 30k, 34k, which is pretty decent. It's a nice little moneymaker to start with. We did buy a house as well, which is why our outgoing costs are a little more. We needed the house in order to sleep to progress time. If you didn't know, you can sleep at the houses. You just walk up to the door, press R, and you can sleep until the next morning at 9 AM. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been skipping a few days and seeing how much money I can make. In the truck here, and I figured out that you can just go 6 miles per hour and it'll constantly fill the greenhouses up. You don't need to stop at each one, which saves a little bit of time. And through sheer coincidence, we've managed to calculate it perfectly, as the 31 greenhouses take roughly 32,000 litres of water per day. I think it is slightly more than 32,000 litres. And that does mean that we can cover them all in one go with the tanker. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, please leave a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. I'm going to continue on with this for a few days in game, try and earn some money so that next episode we can take a look at fields. We'll probably buy a few fields and try and get some crops going. Thanks so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next episode.